Hello YouTube, this is Outdoors New York 52. Today I'm going to be making a video about armor piercing or high penetration pellets. I'm going to show you how to make them, we're going to test them, and then we're going to talk about why they're used and how they work. So let's get started. Okay, so there's two different ways you can make the armor piercing or high penetration pellets. For both ways you're going to need steel BBs, which I have over there, and pellets. For the more effective way, you're going to want hollow points. Now, if you don't have hollow point pellets, what you're going to want to do is take your pellet, apply some sort of glue, this is crazy glue, into the skirt of the pellet, and then take your steel BB and put it in like that and let it dry. Now, for the other way, well, first I'll show you an example. This is what it'll look like when you're done. You have the hollow point end, BB, steel BB at the end. The other way you can do it is if you are using hollow points, which I recommend because this is a lot more accurate, you're going to take it, apply the glue, and to put the BB into the hollow point and have it stick like that. This will allow the skirt to actually fit into the rifling of the barrel, bettering your accuracy, and overall making for a better pellet. So I recommend this way, but both ways will work. This is what they should look like when you're finished. Okay guys, here's the setup we're going to be using to test them. First of all, for safety behind it, this is a rubber coated steel plate. It'll be able to stop any of the rounds, and the rubber prevents fragmentation and all that stuff. What I'm using is a phone book, which is right there, which is 7 to 10 times denser than actual flesh, so we'll be able to use that as a comparison. We're going to put 2 BBs here, 2 pellets here, 2 of the ones with the pellet in the skirt, 2 of the rounds with the pellet in the hollow point, 2 just backward pellets so we can get an example of how much less penetration a backwards pellet has to a regular pellet, and then when we compare these we'll know it'll just be a little nicer. And then 1 backwards of the piercer where the BB is seated in the hollow point, and 1 backwards piercer where the BB is seated in the skirt. Alright, so it's time to get testing. For the gun, I'm using my Crosman Pumpmaster 760. Shoots at a little lower velocity than some of my brake barrels, so this will give us, probably say in the phone book, we'll get some actual usable results. This gun, I'm going to be pumping for each test only 10 times, which with a regular pellet produces almost 700 feet per second, which I do know is enough to stop rabbits. I've done it before. So we'll see what penetration it gets on the phone book. Just note the different size entry wounds from the various types of pellets that we shot. Alright, let's start going through the book. First thing, let's just go through the front cover. Right away, I start seeing the backwards pellets. Here's the first one right here. It almost instantly just expanded and deformed. So that's the first one out. Keep going for a little bit. A couple pages later, next backwards pellet. So obviously those have the quickest expansion and the least penetration. Going, nothing yet. Still nothing. Alright. Up right here. Up, whoa. Here we go. Just one of the regular pellets. right here. This one's been ready to come out for a while, but was just stuck. It's a backwards pellet that had the BB in it. BB's gone though. Keep going. Nope. Didn't leave anything behind, but here's a BB. Getting a good way in. You can already see. Imagine 10 times that penetration for these things. Oh, here's the next BB. Right here. Here's the other backwards pellet. You can see these things, they're losing their BBs. They're pulling off part of the plating, and the BB goes. Here are the two right here. I can see them, but they're not coming out yet. The ones where the BB was in the skirt, both right here. The BB pushed up a little bit. You can see like that, but they actually, held up pretty strong and made it that far, 10 times that distance into something. It's pretty deep. Going. Here's the first one where it was seeded in the top, but here's only the top. The BB's still down there, just kind of broke off. Going. There's the BB, and the other one. Out the BB, these broke apart, it looks like. There's the BB, it's way in there. So, for these pellets, there it is. For the ones where it's seeded in the hollow point, you're getting 10 times that, which is a hell of a lot of penetration. Still going. And you can see these wounds, although it didn't penetrate this far, the hollow point seeded pellet has rips in the paper still. So that means it had devastation, and on flesh it would have penetrated that deep, which is very remarkable for something, considering that the regular pellets were out around there. So that's something amazing to think about. Alright, so here's all the shrapnel, I guess you could say. Right here, this is one of the ones that penetrated the least. But it was one of the backwards regular pellets. If you saw the paper, the hole was definitely larger than the others. Almost saying that it started to expand immediately. It hit the paper and just immediately expanded. Now to move on to our farthest penetrating pellet, they came out looking like this. The hollow point was expanded just a little bit, but they actually separated from the BBs inside, which suggests that maybe the glue wasn't strong enough. They probably could have even gone deeper. And then our second place were the ones that had the pellet seed in the back. These stayed together, and you can see the skirt was definitely expanded as the pellet was pushed deeper in, which probably means that that was as deep as it was going. Although I feel, really given a better chance that the hollow point seeded armor piercers could have gone even deeper. Right here, this is one of the real hollow point. This is another one of them. You can see it still has some of the plating of the BB in it, because these are zinc plated steel BBs, and it's all deformed in the base just because when the thing left it keyholed and turned sideways. So that's what they come out looking like. Really, test, I learned a lot from it, and hopefully you guys will all be able to take this information and apply it to yourselves. Now, a lot of you guys are probably being skeptical, wondering what's a practical use for these. And now, looking at all the entry holes, I'm going to tell you what these are really used for. Lots of trappers use these when they're going to, execute their game. They want to be quieter, so they don't want to use a gun or anything. They don't want to have over-penetration. But also, a lot of things they trap have, thicker skulls, and they want to go for the headish area, like a coyote per se. Now, you can clearly see that something like the backwards pellets, or the regular pellets even, they start to expand really quickly, and they leave a largish entry hole, and they aren't penetrating deep enough. The hollow point armor piercing ones right here, they have the smallest entry hole, but yet went the deepest. So that would actually be perfect for a fur trapper, someone who wants to get a clean kill on an animal without damaging too much of the fur. So that's really the practical use for these. So hopefully you guys can use this information to better help you in the future.